We interrupt our regular programming for this breaking news story. I'm joined this evening by Professor Clement C. Moore and his family at their home in Calgary. It appears that just a few nights ago, the Moore family had a unique encounter that took place in their own house on Memorial Drive. Professor, can you tell us what you witnessed?
Of course. Well, twas the night before Christmas, and all through the house, not a creature was stirring.
Not even a mouse.
That's right, dear. Not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care.
In hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be here.
These are two of my children. This is Jennifer, and this here's Margaret.
It's very nice to meet you. Did all of your children witness this, Professor?
No, not all of them. Most of them slept right through it, and these two are just my light sleepers, so they were up at the first sound. The rest stayed in their rooms. Isn't that right, dear? This is my wife.
It's nice to meet you, Mrs. Moore. So your other children were asleep?
Yes, the children were nestled, all snug in their beds.
Wolves and the sugar plums danced in our heads.
Sugar plums?
Yes, I've spent the past week baking, and the children have been eagerly waiting for Christmas Day when it's our tradition to put out the plates of cookies and cakes and other treats. In fact, I caught one of them trying to sneak a sugar plum when they thought no one was looking.
Sorry.
Well, anyway, Mama in her kerchief and I in my cap had just settled down for a long winter's nap.
Well, what happened then?
Well, then, out on the lawn, there arose such a clatter, I sprang from my bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window, I flew like a flash. I tore open the shutters and threw up the sash.
That's when Zen and I woke up.
Were you frightened?
Nah, just curious.
Well, the moon on the breast of the new fallen snow, it gave a luster of midday to the objects below.
So even though it was nighttime, the moon reflected off the snow in such a way that you could see objects clearly.
That's right, it was beautiful.
Fascinating. Go on.
Well, then, what to my wandering eyes did appear?
A miniature slide and 8 tiny reindeer.
Tiny reindeer.
Yeah, I mean, these reindeer weren't large like those 350-pound caribou they have up north. They were very small, more like the size of a fawn.
That is small. And they were pulling a sleigh?
Yeah, with a little old driver. So lively and quick.
We knew in a moment that he must be Saint Nick.
More rapid than eagles as reindeer they came.
And he whistled and shouted and called them by name.
Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen. On Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen.
To the top of the porch, to the top of the wall.
Now dash away, dash away, dash away!
So what happened next?
Well, up to the housetop, the reindeer. They flew with a sleigh full of toys.
And St. Nicholas, too.
And then, in a twinkling, we heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof.
As I drew in my head, I was turning around. Down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound.
Astonishing. What did he look like?
Well, he was dressed all in fur, from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with the ashes and soot.
A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler disturbing his pack.
His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry.
And his droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow.
And the beard on his chin was as white as the snow.
The stump of his pipe he held tight in his teeth. And the smoke, it encircled his head like
Oh, like a wreath.
like a wreath. Thank you, my dear.
He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed, like a bowl full of jelly.
He was chubby.
And plump.
A right jolly old elf.
And we laughed when we saw him
In spite of ourselves.
A wink of his eye.
And a twist of his head
Soon gave us to know we had nothing to dread.
Well, that's a relief.
He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work. He filled all the stockings.
And then turned with a jerk.
And laying a finger aside of his
And
nose,
giving a nod.
up the chimney he rose.
Wait. He entered the room through the chimney. And then when he left, he went back up the chimney? He exited the house by going up the chimney.
Yeah, I know it sounds crazy, but he used the chimney for both his entrance and his exit.
Okay, is that all?
Oh, no, not at all. Then he sprang to his sleigh and gave his team a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle.
But we heard him exclaim as he drove out of sight, "Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night."
Fascinating. Well, there you have it. A remarkable story of a remarkable visit from a remarkable character. It's important to report that at this time, authorities have yet to confirm this sighting. But Professor Clement C. Moore and his family are unmoved. They are convinced that they received a visit from none other than St. Nicholas himself on Christmas Eve. I suppose the rest of us will never know for sure. And now we return to our regularly scheduled program.